Well, hello everyone, Saltyhead here, and today I'm over here on Palm Beach Island, and this is where the very wealthy in Florida live, one of the many locations. And I'm going to take you around the lake trail, which takes you around the intercoastal side of the island. It's a beautiful bike ride. Doesn't take that long, but it's free. You just have to find parking. And so check this out. And today it's going to be 80 degrees. It's kind of humid. So come join me on this wonderful adventure here on the island of Palm Beach. And today my good friend Paul will be joining us on this wonderful trip.
Hello.
So right now we're going to head north on the lake trail. It's about a 5-mile ride. It should take us a couple hours, you know, with stops and all. And there's also a south lake trail which goes towards Mar-a-Lago, and we're not taking that one today, but it should be very scenic. So let's get started. Right now what we're looking at is a plant called bougainvillea. It comes in many different colors and it's very prevalent here in southern Florida. And as we look down the bike trail where we're going to head, and then as you can see it's right on the intercoastal, and here in the background is the city of West Palm, and behind me is the Okeechobee Bridge. Now, one of the things down here in Florida on the intercoastal, you have bridges. And if you see that sailboat right there, that mast won't fit under that bridge. So every hour, the bridges have to go up to let the boats through. And that's happening right now over the Okeechobee. There he goes, under the bridges.
Thankfully.
And here we have a kapok tree. Never seen anything like it, but look at this thing. It's like a huge octopus. Very cool. And on my right, these are sea grapes. Also very popular here in Florida. And you can make wine from the grapes. Or you can make jelly, like a jam, out of the berries. Right now we're here at the Henry Flagler Museum. I'm going to take you inside, and this is the guy who developed all of South Florida, all the way from Daytona down to Key West. He built this big railroad that went over the Keys, and the guy was amazing. He's probably one of the wealthiest men at the time. This is in the late 1800s, and he started Standard Oil Company with John D. Rockefeller, and that's where he got all his money. And then he took his money and brought it down here, and he developed Florida to where it is today with all the tourism, all the agriculture. And so this is a really historical piece of Florida right here at the Flagler Museum, and we're going to go inside right now. By the way, it's $26 for an adult and $13 for children to go inside.
Yeah.
Who's heard about the storm of the century?
Yeah.
We have a book called Last Train to Paradise,
Yeah.
and it's a great book, but it's the strongest hurricane ever to hit our country. It hit Alamorada, which is part of our country, believe it or not, and the Keys are a strange place. Anyway, if you go to NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration website, and look up the lowest barometer reading ever, that hurricane will still be number one. Those barometer readings are so low that they estimate they had 200-mile-an-hour winds. They estimate they had 20 to 30 foot tidal waves that hit Alamorada, went all the way across the Bay of Florida, hit Florida, came back and hit Alamorada again. Over 400, probably close to 600 men who were building a road down to Key West lost their lives.
This is the master bedroom for Mr. Morrison Flagler. It's kind of cool. It's all yellow. Very interesting. And this is the Yellow Roses room here in the Flagler Mansion. And this is the servants' room. There were 12 servants on each floor of the house. Right now we're going to go in here and see the railroad car that Henry Flagler owned. Wow. And there's the train. He had his own railroad car. This used to go up and down the east coast of the United States, all the way up to Canada. So one thing I wanted to tell you was, out here, the Intercoastal, this was called Lake Worth. It was actually a freshwater lake, and they dredged it out, and what became of the lake became the Intercoastal. And they used the dredgings to make Peanut Island, and this is where President Kennedy's bunker used to be, it still is. And I took you in there on one of my other videos, the one on, I think it was called the Palm Beaches. And you can go inside the bunker and you can see where President Kennedy would go in case there was ever a nuclear exchange with Russia where they had nukes on Cuba. And right now I'm going to take you on Flagler's train, which he built. Isn't that beautiful out here? It's railroad car number 91. Isn't this cool? Look at that, huh? Isn't that neat? This is railroad car, all in some type of oak wood. Very cozy in here. Look at this. You got the little beds here, and isn't that pretty? Wood stove here. This is the bedroom cart. But you imagine taking this from Florida all the way up to Maine. What a way to go. And this is looking out the back of the Flagler Museum, which used to be a hotel, by the way. This is great, and that's where the Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach boat show will occur probably in another week, right here on the waterfront. What you're looking at right here is the Flagler Hotel or the Breakers, and in front here is a golf course. And this is what he used to build. He built eight of these hotels around Florida and the railroad, and he was into grain with Rockefeller. Did a lot of stuff, and he worked well into his 80s. Right now we're coming up on the Royal Poinciana. And by the looks of some of the cars parked here at the Royal Poinciana Plaza, it's probably a sign that the food's pretty good. And I also heard there's some great shopping to be had here. We're gonna go get some lunch right now. You ready for lunch? I never saw this one before. This is a pizza with eggs on it. Over here in Palm Beach, they really cater to the people that like really good food. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Oh, nice. They cook it right here for you. Corn and all good stuff. So I just wanted to tell you a quick story about here in Palm Beach. We just ate at the Amici Market. Really, really great food. I had a tuna panini, it was delicious. And so I'm standing there in the deli line, and this guy comes up to me and he starts ordering prime rib, a real thick piece, you know, and it was around $50. So I said to the gentleman, I said, boy, you're gonna eat well today. And he goes, no, that's not for me, that's for him. And he points down and there's a dog. That's Palm Beach for you. And this is St. Edward's Catholic Church. And this is where President Kennedy used to go to Mass, right here in Palm Beach. Beautiful church. And this is the inside of St. Edward's Catholic Church.
I'm trying to think if it was South America or, but I guess it's Puerto Rico, you know?
It's Puerto Rican, but it's based on the African
Ancestry.
Ancestry, yeah.
This is their music. This is
the
their
music.
dance festival.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Hello. Rat bank. Here's a big one. The size of him. That's a big one, huh? And these iguanas are found all over southern Florida, and they're an invasive species, and they can grow up to 7 feet long. And you're allowed to hunt them because there's so many of them. And they're also great swimmers too, as you'll see in a moment. But yeah, these are more, this was actually, there he goes. And these guys were basically someone's pet, and they let them go because they got too big. And this is what happens, they just take over. Here we have the shoe flower, also called the hibiscus, right here on the intercoastal. Very beautiful. And this is an Episcopal church back in the late 1800s. Now it's a private home, but beautiful. And that, I believe, is not a mangrove, but that is a banyan tree. Now we're almost to the end of the bike trail, and we have to go out on the road just for a little bit, and then we're at the very end, and that's where the Palm Beach Inlet is. And yeah, it's quite a ride. A lot of fun, very, very beautiful for sure. I can't stress that enough, because people spend a lot of money on these homes, and they're well kept, very well kept. Well, we're coming up on the end right here. And hopefully Paul's still behind me. Yeah, he's behind me all right. I didn't lose him. After that nice lunch we had. Thought he was struggling, but he's fine. So this is the north end of the island. And you're looking across here at cruise ship terminal. This is Peanut Island. I've taken you over there. I have a video on that one. So these guys, we just met them out here. It's a great place to meet people here at Palm Beach Inlet. We're always meeting them, that's for sure. Oh, what a ride. And they didn't stop. What's wrong with those guys? They're trying to...
Look at this one, how beautiful.
Yeah, these ladies are trying to hitchhike on a boat and the guy didn't stop. Maybe he's going fishing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this bike ride here on the lake trail. It's a lot of fun, there's a lot to see. It's about 4.5 miles, thereabouts, and you know, round trip, probably a couple hours if you're just going straight through, but we stopped at the Flagler Museum, we did a lot of different things. And there are a lot, you know, there's so much you can do. Keep in mind, there are no bathrooms here because it's all private. And so where we went was in town, there was that restaurant. So that's what you have to think about. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And so until next time, this is Saltyhead here in Palm Beach, and we'll see you on the next one. This is Peter, Paul, and Bridget showing me their new moped, their Palm Beach vehicles. But these guys are great, and love to meet you, and have a good rest of your day. All right.